Okay, you can see our news. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Okay, so seeing all news. This news is probably from Crypto Panic. I already knew because like there's not much content on it. Okay, see this one. There's content. Okay, this is also Crypto Panic. The bull market. Trump wants breaks over dollar rival plan. So you can see we're getting the news live as it's sending from here to here immediately. So now, if you hello everyone, how you guys doing? Today I'm going to be showing you guys something special, a news aggregator Telegram bot. It's going to be able to post news updates, crypto news updates right in your group, right in your channel. Before we continue, make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and we really need to let the channel going, guys. Just give it a like and subscribe, say something cool in the chat. Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the bot. This bot is currently live right now. You can add it to your group, you can add it to your channel, and it will give you crypto updates. If we look over here, not this update. Okay, if we look over here, these are the updates you'll be seeing. News, write up like this, the source, the publish date, and a link to like more to like view more of the news. Okay, so this bot is really awesome. You just have to be using it, guys. You just have to be using it. It's called the Astro Bullish bot. Okay, you add it to your group or your channel, and it's delivering straight up crypto news for you guys. I'm going to show you guys how to set this up for your own channel. The code we're going to be using is going to the link for the entire code is going to be in the description, and also the timestamp for where I show you. Once you download the code, if you don't want to go through this video, you can download the code, and once you've downloaded the code, you'll be able to set it up from that timestamp. Okay, so the link to download the entire code is in the description. Please go ahead and download it. It really helps support the channel. Okay, so let's get to this. Okay, so this is the bot here. These are some of the updates that it's doing. The news updates, it's sending live news updates to this channel, the Astro Bullish Society channel. And let's get to it. Okay, so first of all, you're going to open your folder. Once you've gotten your folder, make sure you have Node installed. If you don't have Node installed, just look up how to install Node. Okay, it's very simple, very simple. All right, so we're going to come over here. We're going to say npm init. I'm going to say y to everything. Okay, so we can say our package.json file. I'm going to clear. Then we're going to say npm install. We're going to install Axios. We're going to install date f and s. We're going to install .env. We're going to install RSS parser, SQLite 3, Telegraf. Okay, guys, for this bot, we are going to be using Crypto Panic, Crypto Compare, Messari, News API, Coindex API, Telegraf API, guys. These are all the APIs we are going to be using to aggregate news to our local database. Okay, for example, look at this API. It has a lot of news updates. We're going to be fetching all these news updates here. And the other API we're going to be using is RSS field of Coindex. Let me just show you guys like a preview while this is downloading. I'm going to copy this. Okay, so this is also where we're going to be fetching our data from. We're going to be using I just noticed I'm not showing it here. Okay, guys, so this is some of the places we're going to be fetching our data from. We're going to be using Coindex API and RSS feeds. We're going to be using Cointelegraph RSS feeds. We're going to be using Messari. We're going to be using the News API, Crypto Compare, and also Crypto Panic. If you don't know these APIs, guys, you can just go Crypto. Is that the spell crypto again? Crypto Panic. Okay, so I already have my Crypto Panic API. You're going to see it in the. I'm going to put it like a little README file so you can see where you can get your API from. You can see this is another place we're getting our APIs, our news data from. You can see so much news, guys. So much news. We're getting the title. We're getting the content. We're also getting the link to the full content. It's just an awesome bot, guys. Just an awesome bot. Okay, so let's continue. So now that we've installed these things, we're just going to clear. Then we're going to come here and we're going to create our database.js. Okay, where is our database.js going to? Our database.js is going to be the one storing all the news data in our database. We're going to be using SQLite to save all the news. You can save thousands, in fact millions of lines of content inside an SQL database. It's going to be locally based. Okay, guys, so we're going to come over to our database and we're going to say constant SQLite. If you're not familiar with SQLite, let me know in the comments, so maybe I can do a video on how to like basic things of it. But you're going to learn a lot from this video as well. So we're going to require SQLite variables. Okay, then we're going to say constant. We're going to require path. I'm going to say constant database equals to new SQLite dot database. Then we're going to say path dot join our name news dot db. Okay, this is the name we're going to call our database with all our news. Okay, guys. Then we're going to see if there's an error. We're going to say if error database connection error. Okay, guys. Okay, then we're going to say else. We're going to say console dot log connected to SQLite database. Okay, guys. Okay, so this is our database connection. Okay, so if we get any error while trying to connect to the database, we're just going to log there's an error, and if everything goes well, we're going to say we're connected to the database. Okay, so we're going to create our flex. So now that we have our SQLite connection, what we're going to do, instead of just like writing it continue, we're going to go ahead and start up our news aggregator. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to say news aggregator.js. Okay, so in our news aggregator.js, we're going to say constant Axios require Axios. Okay, then we're going to say constant parser. This is what we're going to use to parse the RSS feeds that we get. Okay, so parser require RSS parser. Okay, then we're going to say constant. We're going to say here we're going to import our .env file. So we're going to also create a .env file here. Okay, so we're just going to leave this like that. Now we're going to create our class, but we're going to import our .env here so we don't make any mistakes. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to create a class. We're going to say news aggregator. If you don't know what classes are, I suggest you like read up about them. I only learned them like I think like a month ago, or I think 2 months ago, when I was like learning Python. And like, oh my god, it makes things so much easier. It makes your code more modular and more easily readable, and you can like add more features to it. So try and make your code more readable, guys. And also hit the subscribe button if you're still watching. It means a lot, guys. It really means a lot. Okay, so I'm going to say constructor. Okay, then we're going to say this dot sources, and these are the sources of our data. And I'm just going to get this. Okay, so guys, see where we're using CryptoPanic. If you need your own API key for CryptoPanic, all you have to do is just go onto the website, create an account, and get your API key, guys. It's very, very simple. If you need an API key for Crypto Compare, you just go on to you remove this, just go on to cryptocompare.com, you create your account and you get your API key. Same thing with Messari and the same thing with News API. It's very, very simple, guys. And then CoinDesk and Cointelegraph, we are using RSS feed. We don't need an API key. Okay, so perfect. So now we go over to the fetch function. We're going to say async fetch CryptoPanic news. Okay, so this function we're going to be fetching news for CryptoPanic. Okay, so here we're going to say try, then we're going to say constant response equals to await dot sources dot CryptoPanic dot URL. So we're getting using this URL, and the key is going to be this key here. So we get our CryptoPanic URL. You'll see the params. We're going to say auth token The sources dot to CryptoPanic.key. Okay, guys. There's a filter that's important because we just want the important news, guys. Okay, now I try. We need a catch. Okay, perfect. Okay, so our response here is good. Then we're going to say return response dot data dot results dot map. Okay, and if there's no text, we just put nothing there. Okay, then we're going to say URL item.url. Okay, guys, then the source, we're going to put the source to be CryptoPanic. Okay, so we're going to use our catch and we're going to say console.error. Okay, guys, then we're going to say error.message. Then we're going to return, if we get an error, we're going to return nothing. Okay. Okay, so we've done our CryptoPanic. We're going to do the same thing, but this time around for Crypto Compare News. So we get our Crypto Compare News. Same thing. We're just querying it with our API key. I'm going to do the same to the Masari News. Then we're also going to do the same thing to the API news API. Then we're going to do the same thing to the CoinDex news, but this one we're not using an API. We're using an RSS parser over here to parse the URL and also get our data. Okay. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're fetching news from 6 sources. We're going to create a function to aggregate all the news together. So this is going to be async. Okay, error aggregating news, and then we're going to put error here. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to come into this try block, create a bit of space. So say constant all news equals to ... I'll wait this dot fetch crypto panic news. Okay, guys, if you're still watching, make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed, guys. We really need to get those numbers up. We're currently our aim was to like try and hit like 2K subs this year, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I can only do it with you guys, man. Okay, so we're going to save the count equals to 0. Okay, then we're going to say for each article of all news, we're going to save the news article. Okay, guys. Okay, so we can only save it from this database. So we need to come back to our database and update some of these functions. Okay, so let's start. We're going to say function initialize the database. New promise. Resolve. Okay, so here we're going to create our, we're going to say create table if not exists. That means if the table doesn't exist, we're going to create a table. Okay, guys, if not exist. Okay, if not exist, news article. Okay, we're going to say here id integer primary key auto increment. Okay, so we want it if it starts with 1, the next one will be 2, 3, 4, like that, auto increment. Okay, so title text not null. Yeah, if you guys want to know, it's like funny story, like I built this with Python, but like I really, there's one thing I don't like about Python. It is the indentation. Oh my god, that thing is hella stressful, man. Hella stressful, especially when you have like a long code. God of mercy. Timestamp will be date stamp, and source is going to be text, and then we're going to say channel status. Why are we saying channel status? We're saying channel status so that every time we send a news to the group, the channel or the group, we want to make sure we mark it inside the database that we have sent this data before, so we don't resend old data. I don't know if you guys understood, but that's like the concept behind that. So channel status boolean default 0. Okay, then we have the created at date time default current time stamp. Okay, so now there's also a unique thing we're going to add to this. Every time we save, every time we get fetch news and we save it to the database, if after every 1 hour or after every 2 hours that we are fetching data and saving to the database, we don't want a situation where we save duplicated news, because there's a high possibility that when we fetch news from the APIs, we're going to get some news that we've fetched previously. So we're going to always be checking the title and then we're checking the source. Meaning if the title and the source matches with an entry inside our database, it probably means it's a duplicated news, and we don't want that. So we're going to have a unique filter here, and we're going to say title source. Okay, guys, very important, very important. Okay, so after here we're going to say error. Okay, so we're going to copy this if statement here. Okay, perfect. Then here we're going to say console error. We're going to say database instead of connection. I'm going to say initialization error. Okay, then here we're going to reject error. Okay, and then here we're going to console. We're going to say database initialize successfully. Okay, guys, and here we're going to say resolve. Okay, so perfect. We've gotten the that one set up. We're going to create another function. We're going to say save news article. Okay, then we're going to say article, Save news article. Did I spell this right? Okay, I spelled it. Okay, there's no U in article. No U here. So function save news article. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we're going to say return new promise resolve reject. Here we're going to say constant stmt equals to db dot prepare here we're going to say insert or ignore into news articles. Okay, this article I keep spelling it wrongly. Let's just make sure that this doesn't cause us issue. News article, supposed to be news articles. Okay, so that's news articles. Okay, I have this one here too. So we're going to insert into it with title. We're going to say content URL, title, content URL, timestamp, source, channel status, created that? No. So channel status, and that should be all. Okay, then we're going to say inside it we want the values 1. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is 6. So we're going to say 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I'm going to save this, and then we're going to come down here. We're going to say smt dot run article dot title, article dot content, article dot url, article dot timestamp, source. Okay, then after the source, this channel status is going to be false, so we'll save that as default value false. And then okay, and after that we're going to say function error. Then we're going to come back here and copy this. I'm going to put it inside here. Say console log. I'm going to say error saving article. Okay, and then else. Okay, we're going to say resolve false. Okay, then here we're going to say resolve. This just changes. Okay, then below this we're going to say smtp. Why do I keep saying smtp? It's a simple mail transfer protocol. It is not that. It is stmt. Analyze. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to come down here. We're going to say module.export db. We're going to export the db, initialize database. I'm going to save news article. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go back to our news aggregator. Okay, and say for every article in all of news, that's the all news that we get from here. And then we're going to say constant saved, await, save news article. Okay, I'm going to article. Okay, perfect. So now that we have that, we're going to say if saved, right? If we're able to save it, right? Saved count plus plus. Okay, perfect. Then after all that is done, after the loop is done, we're going to say console.log. I'm going to say fetched on news dot length. Okay, articles saved. That means let's say we fetch 200. So we're going to say we fetch 200 articles and we're able to save saved count. Okay, just to give you a bit news articles. Okay, All right, perfect. So now we're going to say async function main. I'm going to say try await initialize database. So we need to set up the database. Then after we set up the database, we're going to say constant aggregator equals to new news aggregator. Okay. Okay. So await aggregator dot aggregate news. Okay. Then we're going to say after initial on every 30 minutes. Okay. Okay, so after every initial run, say run every 30 minutes. Okay, guys. Okay, so run every 30 minutes. We're going to say set interval. Okay, guys, so set interval aggregator dot aggregate news. Okay, so this we're going to do it every 30 minutes. That's going to be in every second is 1000, right? So 60 times this is 1 minute, so we're going to say 30 of this. Okay, so that's every 30 minutes. I'm going to say com the log news every 2 minutes. Okay, then we're going to say catch error console.log, console.log.error main error. Okay, error. Okay, perfect. So let's run this and see what we get. Hopefully we don't get any errors. Okay, so we're going to say node news. Okay, so our database has been created. Perfect. Initialized successfully. Now it should be fetching all the news. Boom, we get an error. We say news API error, request failed with status code 401. Fetched 145 articles, saved 142 articles. Okay, why did we get this error with our news API? It is because we don't have any environmental file. So like when it tried fetching data with the news API, this news API, we did not have our API key, guys. So that was the issue. That was the issue, guys. That was the issue. So I'm going to copy my API keys and I'm going to paste them here very fast so you guys don't like take my API keys. So I'm going to like clear this and we run it. So you see that time it saved 140 something news. So now that we're running it again, it will not be able to save all those things. So you see I said it fetched 245 articles, but it was only able to save 100 because, and I'm very sure because 140 something of that was duplicate data. So that's why I was only able to save 100. So our database is working perfectly. Now we need to create the code that will be focused on sending the news, delivering the news to our channel. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to create a file here. We're going to call it news channel delete. What am I writing? Just say news channel. Is it deliver? Yeah, just okay, perfect. So here we're going to require .env because we're going to be using our bot to do this config and perfect. Okay, then we're going to say constant Telegraf. Okay, let me just get this for you guys. Okay, so we're getting our database, we're getting format. This is going to enable us to format the date into a readable fashion, so it's easier to read. As you can see from here, we have published December 2nd, 2024 at this time, so it's easier to read this way. So we get our format from our date FNS, and then we need to initialize our bot. Okay, so initialize our bot to just say constant bot equals to new telegraph, right? Process.env.bot underscore token. Okay, guys, so perfect. So then you're going to say constant channel okay, your username, so at um your channel username. So make sure the art is here. Okay, if you just put your username without this art here, it will not work. So make sure your art is here. Okay, guys, so we're going to start it off with a class. We're going to call it the class channel news service. Okay, so here I'm just going to get some of these things so it's easier for us. Okay, so first of all, we're going to fetch all news articles that haven't been sent to the channel yet. So if you can remember, we saved something called channel status to 0 to false inside our news database. This is to enable us to be able to track news that we've not sent. So anyone that has true means we've sent it. So anytime we send a news to our channel, we're going to change that specific news article channel status to be true. So that means we've sent it. Okay, and now we're going to mark as delivered to channel. So this is the function that we're going to be using to, we're going to run this function after we've sent the news to the channel. We're going to run this function to change the channel status to true. So this equal to 1 is just basically saying true, guys. So you can see it's updating the news article set channel status equals to true, where ID is given as news ID that we're going to pass into this function to be able to do that. Okay, so let's continue. The next function is going to be us formatting how we're going to give it to the user. So here, right here in my format message, we're using an inline keyboard over here to add to the text. If you can see here, you can see join AstroBB channel, add AstroBB to your group or chat. This is just starting a chat, direct chat to the bots. Then here is for you to just join the channel. Okay, so also make sure you join the channel, guys. If you're watching this, join the channel Astro Bullish Society. I'm adding more bots to be able to add more data, crypto data into the channel. Okay, guys. All right, so here is the formatted message. So we just have the article title, then the content, then the source, published by which date, and then the read more link to the full article, guys. So that's just what we are doing here. Then we're going to get with the code for the delivery of the news. Okay, so we have okay, perfect. So this is our delivered to the channel. We're going to start a log that's going to tell us that we have started the news delivery process, and we're going to say undelivered channel news, the amount of news we're able to fetch. So we first of all fetch the undelivered news from this function, to fetch all news from news articles where channel status is false, and then we're able to tell ourselves, okay, we're going to undelivered channels news is like 50. We have 50 news that we've not delivered, so we're going to start. We're going to do the delivery count, the faint count, and we're going to go through each article. So each article will process the title of the article, and then we use the bot to send the message to the news to the channel username. Okay, guys, and then we're just going to log out what is going on. So we're doing it deliver to the channel, and also in case it failed. Okay, guys, so that's just basically what we are doing. Now for the final main function over here, basically simple. We're starting the channel news channel service, and we're going to update it to be running every 1 hour. Okay, guys, you can see, to be able to like set this is very easy. You can just come over here. This is 60 times 1000, so that's 1 minute times 60, that's 1 hour. Okay, so we'll go here, and for my news, for my channel, let me choose a channel real quick. I don't want you guys to see my crypto this thing. Let me see what channel are we going to use. I need a channel that like no one is using for you guys. I barely have channels like that. Okay, let me just create a new channel and call that channel testing YouTube. Our public channel. Okay guys, so this is my channel testing YouTube. Okay, so this is the link. So we're going to copy this and we're going to come over here and change this to like this. Okay, and then we're going to clear this. So we have about 200 and some 240 something news on our database, right? So we're going to come over here and we're going to say node news channel deliver. Okay, so let's make sure we're here and we'll press it. So what is it saying? Whoa, you went through everything. Okay, I think the issue is the bot. We didn't set the bot. We didn't set the bot, guys. So I'm just going to get my .env file. I'm going to delete this one that is here. I'm going to paste this one. I'm not going to open it so you guys don't. God damn it. So I have my .env file there. So this, I'm just going to clear this. And now I'm going to run it. Okay, so it's failing again because the bot is not a member of the channel. So let me just add the bot to the channel very quickly. So see, add administrators. So add admin. So we're going to say, what's his name again? Astro bullish bot. Okay, so adding it to the channel. So if you add it to your channel or group, you just want to use the start command at the Astro bullish bot. Okay, but I don't use that command because I do not want it. I don't want it to be using its own news update. I want it to use the news update I'm about to send to you through here. Okay, so also in this code, over here you can see there's a delay between messages, and this thing wasn't even going through the delay safe, but I think it will go through the delay now that it's going to transcend, because that time it was just failing, so it was just passing through here. So this time I'm going to put like 2 seconds so that we don't get like rate limits from Telegram. So we're going to try this now. Okay, you can see our news is coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. Okay, so seeing all news. This news is probably from Crypto Panic. I already knew because like there's not much content on it. Okay, see this one, there's content. Okay, this is also Crypto Panic. The bull market, Trump wants BRICS over dollar arrival plan. So you can see we're getting the news live as it's sending from here to here immediately. So now, if you just downloaded this code, right? I'm talking to guys that if you downloaded the code from my Buy Me Coffee website, let me show you how to set it up quickly on your. I'm even getting the update on my phone. Let me just off that. Okay, so once you've downloaded the code and you're in the code like this, you can see it's already showing too many requests, rate limits. So you want to make sure, okay, you want to make sure over here you are setting the delay between each messages to be like 5 seconds, because if you allow it to be too quick, Telegram is going to give you warnings. Okay, so if you've just downloaded the code, this is what you need to do. Let me just clear this out so I can explain the code to you guys very simply. You just downloaded the code from my this thing. Probably the node modules are going to be the same, but if they are not, all you have to do is just come over here and delete this. Then you're going to have a .env file. I'm going to delete my own data from there because I don't want you guys to like have my my codes. So you're going to have a .env file, and I'm going to show you how to fill up that .env file. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay guys, so let me just delete this so that you don't see my. Okay, so I want you to, you're going to have a .env file set up, and in your .env file you're going to need an API key for this. I should have just deleted this whole thing. Okay, okay guys, so you're going to need a bot token. To get a bot token is very simple. All you have to do is to go to bot further and you can get a bot token. Okay, you can just create a bot, you just start, then you say new bot. Okay, you give it a name, and at the end of it, it will give you a bot token. It's very straight Straightforward, guys. Very straightforward. Okay, so once you've gotten your bot token, you go over to CryptoPanic website to get your API key, Crypto Compare to get your API key, Mesari to get your API news, API to get your API key. If you don't want to, I highly recommend it so you can have about 6 news sources. If you don't, we will still get news source from the RSS feeds. Okay, so now this is your database code. You don't need to touch anything here. There's nothing you really need to touch here. This news.db will be created if one is not in here by the code itself automatically. Okay, so I can even delete this self, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we have the news aggregator. Okay, so this news aggregator uses the API keys that you've kept in your .env file here and here to like work. So you really need this. Okay, so if you want to adjust how often this thing runs, just go to the ending. You can see over here, right, this 1000 is for 1 second. So 1 second times 60, that's 1 minute. So 1 minute times 30, that's 30 minutes. So if you want it to be like 10 minutes, you can just change this to 10. If you want it to be 1 minute, you can leave it as 1 or leave it as 2, 3. But I advise something like 15 minutes so that like you can give it more time to fetch new information. Okay, so that's how you can edit the time that this runs. Okay, then in your news channel you need to get your channel username. Like for instance, now you can see this is my testing YouTube, right? This is my channel username. So you just copy it with the art as well, and then you put it here. Okay, see the art here and then the Niger Coder channel. So you just put it your own like this. Okay, and it will work. Okay, then you don't need to set anything else here except you want to edit the time, how often this script runs. Okay, how often it checks the database for new news that you can post to your channel. So here this one is set up as 1 hour, but because I just set up the news aggregator to be doing 15 minutes, you can also set this one to be around like probably 50 minutes or maybe like 20 minutes. Okay, so now that you have that up and running, you can see you don't have a node modules folder. So all you have to do is just say npm install. You can see your folder comes up, then you clear. So you want to open 2 terminals. Okay, you want to have 2 terminals open. Why do you want to have 2 terminals open? One terminal is for fetching all the news and then storing it in the database, and then the other terminal is for taking the news in the database and sending to your channel. Okay, now how do you do that? The news, you set it up with node. You say node, and then you see your news. See this news aggregator here, right? That's what you want to type. So news aggregator. Let me shift this so you can see better. So just node news aggregator.js and press enter. Okay, so it's going to connect to the database. You can see I set up the news.database here. It's going to be fetching all the news. Okay, so you can see here say news error failed. The reason it failed is because in my here I don't have any API keys set up. But even without any API keys, it was able to fetch 100 articles, right? But let's try it with if there was actually something here. So let's just delete this. And then I'm going to get my API keys. And I'm going to put them inside here. And save. So now we're going to clear this. I'm going to run it. So it may take like 5 seconds, 6 seconds to like fetch all the news and then upload it to the. Okay, so you can see here it was able to fetch 245 articles and it saved 243. Probably 2 didn't pass the test because they didn't maybe have a title or content or something. So it was able to save 243 into the database. So this one runs every but I've edited it. It's supposed to be every 30 minutes. So you can just edit that here. See how I changed it to 15 minutes. So you can just edit this running every 15 minutes so that you like don't get confused or anything. Then after you set that up, you now need to say node news channel deliver. Okay, you can see what I did here, news channel deliver. But in the news channel deliver, you also want to make sure you come over here. You can see here the delay between messages is set at 2 seconds, but you may want to increase this because of Telegram rate limits. Okay, I have these bots working in like multiple like groups, so that's why I need to like increase it. Now I need to put my bot token. I don't want you guys to see my bot token, so I'm just going to raise this one up. You guys don't see my bot token. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so now I'm going to just say run. So you can see it's already working. You can see it's already working. As it's sending here, you are seeing it here. As it's sending, you are seeing it here. It's sending, you're seeing it here. So this will just enable you to like have your own news bot running. Now, if you don't want to stress yourself to be doing this, all you have to do is to go over to the Astro Bullish bot that I created and add it to your group or your channel, wherever, and then once you add it to your group, use the start command inside this start command that is over here. Use it inside your group or your channel, and the bot will come to life in your channel, sending you news updates. Okay, so that's how you get it done. Make sure you like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and see you guys in the next video.